2750 here. Welcome back to Tri-City Sports Now. You know, it's the big thing in sports talk radio these days to have a co-host. And it's something of a traditional thing where they say, Joe Benigno, Mike Trevisano, and yes, yours truly, Marky Bilson, take that caller and put him on the air somewhere. Well, this is, what we got right here with the trooper, Andy Slagle, coming on. And just, it gave Marky's monologue there. And thank you for your feedback. But I want to ask you here, is there the opinion in your mind that the community is sort of like, okay, yeah, it's great to make the NCAAs, but it's time for more. We've seen this for 10 times, all the times within 2 games, you're plucked. And I think that's why the loss to Greensboro hurt so much, because if you could go in with a 24-game winning streak to the NCAA, suddenly now this is the chance to say, okay, we're taking that mid-major and we're becoming Wichita State going to the American. We can suddenly start to make a play for that. We can be UNLV back in the day, going from their early status in the 70s to a national power. I mean, do you think that that was the significance of the loss? Or what do you think the fans around here, their expectations or their desires are?
Well, the thing I think about is, everybody got excited. You see ESPN on, following the ETSU, and then you see everybody's starting to be like, wait, we got something good here, and I'd hate to think that the loss was expected, but everybody gets excited to see ESPN on, or ETSU playing on ESPN in the tournament and stuff like that, and they're like, well, let's hopefully we can get a win, but they expect it, if we get, if ETSU goes in there and wins, 16, 17, 18 games in a row, get this local attention, and, they would have to hope to expect more. Mm-hmm. The loss would hurt a lot more going in there, but now they're maybe going to make it to the tournament. They have to win. They control their own destiny. But
I hate that destiny is not controlled.
Well,
okay?
They
control their own finish in the standings. Yeah. Yes. Anyway,
but it's I hate that it's like the fans are trained. Unless it comes to UT or something like that, where they expect so much more, and then they just get excited with ETSU when they're doing good. But nobody really expects them to go far, which I think that they can build something up where they can.
And part of that is to see the only time I can remember, and to somebody who's just graduated from college, they don't remember this. They could read about it. I've always been that sort of thing where somebody asks me, how do you know Jim Hegan was the last courtesy runner in the major leagues or something? That was in 1950. I'm like, there are websites, there are books. Some people are kind of interested in that sort of stuff, But nevertheless, the only time I can really remember that, since I've followed, the last 9. I wasn't around, obviously, in 68. But there was a feeling that this team could win, and that ought to win was 91 when they were nationally ranked, and even though they only got the 10 seed against 7th seeded Iowa, there was a feeling like this is a team that should be in the NCAAs, and I remember people talking about it as a sleeper for the Final Four. Well, they get bounced out in the first round, so it didn't work out that way. Possibly, even though it was a 14 seed against a 3, 2004 against Cincinnati. And there's similarities. That was the other team that won 16 in a row. They lost their last, here's the trivia question, they lost by a bucket to CFC College of Charleston last game of the year at Andy, and won the SoCon tournament after that. And they played Cincinnati. And they played Cincinnati tough. 13 seconds left. Tim Smith, second straight year, throws the ball game away at the end when he decides, we need a 3. No, I'm going to try to drive the lane. It's not even lure everybody out so I can maybe hit the center for the easy 2 or something, and then we can get within 1 with 10 down and go for a steal or something like that. It's, I'm going to try to drive the... What are you thinking, Tim? And it was the second straight year at the end he made a boneheaded play and became kind of basketball's Bill Buckner, Well,
you see it every year. You see a mid-major team make a run, and all these people, you sit there and think of people, just like, if we're filling out our bracket, because everybody fills out a bracket. If you fill out your bracket, you see a team, from California you've never heard of, and you look at their record and they're like, Oh, they're 30-4. You know, let's see if they can make a Cinderella. You know, and it's you know, it's something why can't ETSU do that?
Yeah.
You know, why can't they make it right?
It's, you know, you hear this stuff, and there are so many times where you'll say to yourself, in this, I know people talking about, could the Bucs go to a higher conference? You know, and I've always maintained, you know, I'm not sure that the SoCon can't be a two-bid conference. I think it works out real well. You ask what conferences are out there for them. I mean, the Sun Belt, potentially, you could have a rivalry with ASU. But the thing there also is what Appalachian State and a lot of these teams find out, it's Marshall found this out, is that they could sell out when they hosted West Virginia. But as Jay Zandos once said to me, they also found out who wants to come and see Rice.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest with you, probably about the same amount of people that wanted to see Western Carolina before. The problem is you put all these extra seats in. The point that I'm trying to make in that regard, you could, and maybe it would be a good thing because of, you know, wanting to have worth to your regular basketball season. You don't want to just have it 3 games beginning of March and throw away the entire year, which is basically what you have right now. And that's what made that loss so hurtful.
Yeah, you see how much the worth is now with this loss.
Yeah,
you know,
because you could have said, okay, if you win 23 in a row and you just lose by a point to whoever in the, you know, some Cinderella, maybe you could still get in. And that was the problem with that. Now, one sport, and I know you like it, and we're going to talk about this, that actually the mid-major has been known to be quite competitive in come this time, is the College World Series. Obviously, 2 years ago, Coastal Carolina. We've seen, you know, Wichita State. There's that school
We've
again.
seen local talent from Unicoi County in the College World Series.
Yeah.
You know, you've had players with Austin P, ETSU, you know, kids that came through Unicoi County playing in these games. And it's, you know, that's, to me, it's one of the most exciting things about college sports is the College World Series. It's very competitive. You know, you have all these teams coming up there that, you know, anybody can do it.
And I can remember the Elite Eight with just, you know, Southern Conference, the Citadel. Why does Tony Skoll leave ETSU for the Citadel after all these? Well, because he played on that team back in 1990. And there is usually a team like that somewhere in the mix that brings its program up and into the eye of the college sports world. Just, you know, using Coastal Carolina as an example, they're now an FBS school in football and all this. It's pretty much in the cards already, but that did College World Series, and then you see them play with 85 scholarships or in a more, their score on the bottom of your set a little bit more because they are FBS and not FCS. Well, then, you know, yeah, that's what you do. That's the publicity that they say sports gives you and such. But I know you've got a few more college baseball thoughts. Hey, the season has already begun for King and some others, so we'll get to that here. I've got the Trooper, Andy Slagle, with me, Marky Bilson, here on Tri-City Sports Now, and we'll be back after this.